Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back. I'm still a little under the weather. I hope it's not going to come up too much during the show. DJ, how are you? Good to see you. What does he say? He says, I've been in Katy, Texas for the past 5 days, been out of touch with the real world. You mean like the MTV show from the 90s, The Real World? You've been out of touch with them? Are they friends of yours? It says here, I was staying 15 miles from Cyprus, the location of the triple murder, the house fire. Yes, you should have got a badge that says you were an investigator and headed over there. I mean, no one else has heard anything else. Moonshadow, how are you, my sweet friend? It's good to see you again. I Hate Morning says something else for my to-do list. My to-do list is like 150 items long, and I get through about 3 of them every day. That's about it. How are you all? Good to see you. DJ, Lux says, I'm at the emergency vet with my cat. Please keep your fingers crossed that she'll be okay. I hate those emergency vets. They're so expensive, and they tend to be the only thing open on the weekend, and they charge you like 2.5 times what your vet would charge you. Very annoying. Let's see. Let's go down here. Barry Morphew. Yep, heard about that. Marilyn. Hey, Marilyn. How are you? Good to see you. Blue Moon. Wendy. Emily Narb. Hey, Emily. Cat's Gallery. Cat's Gallery. Hey, good to see you. Angela's here. Blue Moon. Did I miss anyone? All right. I hope I did not miss anyone. Hey, RX Girl and Retired RN. Good to see you both. All right, let's get going. We have a cold case. Well, it was never really cold, but it was unsolved. We have one from 1985. I was 1 year old at the time when this particular murder took place, but they finally arrested a man over it, over the murder of a woman nearly 40 years ago. The man's name is Michael Raymond Pop, and he's charged in connection in the death of Terry Dollowy. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Apparently, he appeared in court in Vernon County and is being held on a $1 million bond. Decades of investigation by multiple local agencies led to this first ever arrest in the case dating back to 1985. I don't know what it would be like to be a family and be waiting almost 39 and a bit years to get justice or find out how and why your loved one died. I think that is pretty brutal. Let me see if I got a photo of her. I thought I did. Yeah, Terry. There's a photo. So it says Terry was 24 when she vanished from Vernon County, Wisconsin on Valentine's Day in 1985. And they finally discovered who the guy was. And I'm going to show you a quick photo of him and then I'll play the video. This is him today. This is the guy. Definitely, definitely a catch. You see that? His name is Michael Raymond Pop. Pop with 2 P's for some reason. Yeah, $1 million bond he's being held on. That's what he looked like when he fronted court over this 40-year-old case that had sat on an investigator's desk, and they kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, and finally they found something where they could get him. Here, let me play the video where they can tell you how many names I have mispronounced in the first 10 minutes of my show. Let's see. For you playing at home, keep a scorecard with you. All right, where is our video? If it's here it is.
New at 10, the Monroe County District Attorney filed charges against a Tacoma man for the murder of a woman nearly 40 years ago. Michael Raymond Pop is charged with connection in the death of Terry Dalloway. Pop appeared in court today in Vernon County and is being held on a $1 million bond. Decades of investigation by multiple local agencies led to this first ever arrest in the case dating back to 1985.
Through developments related to forensic science, through evidence that was collected at the time of Terry's autopsy, a suspect was identified in relation to her homicide. That suspect is Michael R. Pop.
According to the criminal complaint, during Dalloway's autopsy, a swab found semen that has now been connected to Pop.
Gotta watch out for that pineapple juice. I mean, it seems to be an automatic tracking device for all men. So they can tell where you've been with your pineapple, even 40 years later. Don't be killing no women, and don't be dumping their bodies, and don't be doing any essaying, because they'll find you, even when you look like this. I want to know what he looked like 40 years ago. Show us the photo from back when it happened. That's the photo I want to see. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Raymond, what is his name? Michael Raymond Pop. Nah, they're only going to show us the photo from recently. How annoying. I really wanted to see what he looked like in 1985. That's not him. Yeah, that's a different one. I was trying to search his name, but the only one that comes up is the photo from court. Hold on. Let's see if we can go to a different website. All right. So it says a Tomar man charged in 1985 homicide of Terry Dalloway, and here's the press conference. That's what I was looking for. We can watch a little bit of this, not too much because they're pretty boring.
Through developments related to forensic science, through evidence that was collected at the time of Terry's autopsy, a suspect was identified in relation to her homicide. That suspect is Michael R. Pop, P-O-P-P. Mr. Pop's date of birth is September 30th of 1963, and he would have been 21 years of age in February of 1985. I have been provided a significant amount of investigative reports and other information in relation to this case. Based upon my review of that information, today I have filed a criminal complaint against Michael R. Pop, charging him with the crime of first-degree murder. First-degree murder is a Class A felony in the state of Wisconsin and carries with it the potential penalty of life in prison. Briefly as to who Mr. Pop is, he lives in the city of Tomah, Monroe County. As I noted, he was born in September of 1963. I believe he's currently 60 years of age and has worked as a truck driver. I would reiterate with my comments today that Mr. Pop is presumed innocent. Myself, my office, and those who have worked hard on these cases, on this case, look forward to presenting evidence that we have gathered and has been obtained by law enforcement throughout the years.
All right, buddy. You talk slower than I do. And I mean, I talk pretty slow. Let me get you some better details than that. According to the criminal complaint filed against Mr. Pop, the complaint states that Pop told police in March 1985 that he and his girlfriend at the time went to pool tournaments with Terry and her fiance, and they were often pool partners. Oh, interesting. They're saying DNA samples taken from him in January 2023 match material found in the autopsy of Terry, which they said later on was semen. and they were able to find a sample to test and match it to him. So, what happened here? It says here, while Pop originally said that Terry was only a casual acquaintance, when authorities presented him in March 2023 with DNA evidence linking him to her, he changed his story and said that he and Terry maybe had a little affair for 6 to 8 months before her murder. Okay. That's very pertinent information that probably would have helped the investigation 40 years ago, and you probably would have been arrested much sooner, being that you were a sexual partner of hers and probably the main suspect. That is pretty terrible, and it makes me ask the question: is he minimizing his involvement in her death by saying that they had a consensual relationship where they actually did he have some sort of crush on her and then took advantage, or not took advantage, but committed a crime against her and then killed her over it? To me, that is the more likely scenario, because if she's having an affair with you, why does she care if she has more sexual relations with you? What does she care? You're already doing it. So she'd give it up to you if she wanted to. I mean, if she was in the mood or whatever, you guys would keep doing it. There's no need to kill her. So something tells me something went wrong. Either she was going to tell, and it was going to break down his not not only her relationship with her fiance, but his relationship with his partner at the time. Either that, or she called off the affair, he was still infatuated and took what he wanted very forcefully and then killed her. I don't believe his little story, like, it doesn't make any sense. And pineapple juice, no, I think they took the sample when they found her. They didn't take it 40 years later, and yeah, they can actually freeze it. So they probably froze it back in 1985 in an industrial cryo freezer, and that can store it for 40 years, no problem. Um, yeah, thank you, Peekaboo Cockatiel, I appreciate it. Yeah, she just happened to be killed the same night of her murder. Just happened. Just happened. So, it's very she did yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, she just happened to have sex with him on the night of her murder. Right. Exactly. Um, yeah, he is a liar, 100%. Yeah, I think he's minimizing. I don't think that is the truth. I think probably what happened is she called off the affair, or not the affair. If that is even partially true, then she probably called it off and then he kept going. If that's not even true at all, then he just took what he wanted and killed her. And he got infatuated with her, spending time around her at these pool tournaments and stuff like this. He got some sort of you know, emotional connection with her and wanted what he wanted. Maybe she wasn't interested, so he just did it. He just took it. Right. That is true. I mean, I get what you mean. Well, no, they didn't say anything about a timeline. At least I don't have anything about a timeline of when their affair ended. They just said they had been having an affair for, over half a year. It doesn't say whether it ended many months before she died. It doesn't say whether it was still continuing when she died. It just says for that he told police when confronted with the evidence that maybe they had had a little affair for maybe 6 to 8 months. I don't think that's true anyway. I think that's probably full of crap. Some sort of minimizing to make his story sound. How do you make murder? You know what it probably is? He probably knew I'm pretty screwed on the murder charge, right? And he's like, how can I protect my reputation, even though I'm probably going to get done with murder? How can I protect any more of my reputation, any more of my family? And he's like, what I can do is try and get rid of that a sex charge. I don't want to be labeled as a R-wordist. I don't want to have that label. And he probably tried to say it was consensual. Maybe not the murder, but he tried to get rid of the sexual element. Nanalana says, do people have an argument saying, I want to be in the press conference and that's why they all stand there looking dumb? I think they probably take names out of a hat and then they say, oh, your name got pulled out of a hat. So you have to come to the press conference today and stand behind our detective while he tells a story about this case. You don't get to say anything. You don't get to have a comment, but you get to stand there and look dumb. You got chosen. It's in your employment agreement. When you sign up with the department, it says you may be chosen at random, not for jury duty. You may be chosen for press conference duty with the department, which means you have to sit there at the back. The dead can't speak. No, she can't tell her story. That's why we try and use evidence. Now, Alana says, do people have a... Yeah, wait, I already read that. I just have a funny feeling that there was no prior sexual contact between them, and that was the only way he could minimize his involvement and try and make himself not look like a predator who took a woman that he knew off the street, R-worded her, and then dumped her body. Because that sounds a lot worse than he killed a woman who he was having an affair with because she was going to tell, and he didn't want his relationship breaking down. That sounds a whole lot better than I'm a guy who literally stalks women I know and abducts them off the street, SAs them, and R-words them, and then dumps them. That sounds way more like you belong in the book of the state's 50 most active serial killers or something like that. Like, that's a completely different MO. Hey, thank you, Moonlight View. I appreciate it. Let me grab this. How do I download this? Come on. How on earth do I download that? It's not being my friend today. How do... Come on, email. It's not being my friend. All right, here we go. ICF. What the hell is an ICF, Moonlight View? What is an ICF? I'll fix it. It's all right. Let me crop out like some of your personal... Oh, you're watching me. Let me crop out me. No, actually, that's okay. We'll just put it on the screen. Here, this is... She found a photo of him from high school. Let's see what his dumb face looks like. There's Moonlight View watching me in the corner. There you go. Michael Raymond Pop. That's what he looked like. I don't know. So what yearbook is that? Just high school. He was 21 at the time, they said. 21, 22. So only a few years after this photo was taken. Maybe he was that guy that just took things from women. You know that guy? The women in the chat? You know that guy? You know the guy who thought he was hotter than he was and thought that all the women wanted him? That guy. Maybe he was that guy. Moonlight View said the dead do speak. It's the slowness of DNA check holding up the cases. Well, I have a feeling they probably did the DNA check many years ago. Now the technology has advanced, but a DNA test is only good if you have something to compare it to. If you don't have a suspect, then you've got nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And I'll give you an example. We spoke about the yogurt shop murders the other night. They have DNA from two of the girls who were, that R word in their own murder. They have DNA. They have is it the YSTR profile of a male? They don't have anyone to really compare it to. I mean, they have those two guys, and they have never said if that matches, but you need to have something to compare it to. There's another case. I don't know if you remember when we watched Cold Justice about 9 months ago. There was a woman who was abducted from her car outside of her workplace. They found her in a field across the road. They have DNA, but they don't know who the DNA belongs to. They have tested every male that they can think of within her circle or who knew her. None of them have come up as the DNA that was found on her. No one. And right now, right now they don't know who that sample belongs to. So you need to know who it is, and that's probably why. Um, I agree that if they had known about any sort of prior contact between Michael Pop and the victim, this might not have dragged on for 4 decades. I agree with you all that if they had known a little bit more about their relationship, that they had been going to social events with each other, maybe he would have been checked many, many years ago. Who saw a bear? Who saw a bear today? Oh, you saw a bear in the woods? That doesn't sound fun. Right now we said the other day they're eating so they can go to hibernation. Don't be disturbing no black bears. They will get you. By the way, 49ers won today. Would have been shocked if they didn't. They were versing literally the worst team in the NFL. If they didn't win today, something would have been seriously wrong. Very wrong. All right. Actually, let me show you that case from earlier this year. What was it called? Hold on, I'll find it. Is it Denise Leclerc? Yes, it is. It is this one. Let me bring up something that isn't oxygen. No, not that one. Trying to find something that isn't cold justice so we won't get pinged for it. And someone who isn't a YouTuber. Apparently not. Apparently we have to use cold justice. Maybe you remember this one. I'll put the Facebook one on. This was earlier this year. Was it this year? No. 31st of March 2020. So not the season that we just did, the one before. Yes. Not the one that was 2024, 2023 season of the show. Very interesting story, this one. Her car was found outside of a post office, and then the body was found in a field on the other side of the road. And she had been, I think they said she'd been, you know, they believe she was sexually assaulted, but I don't know if they believe that she was R-worded, but I might be wrong about that. Let me play the little video. This is from the episode.
Oh, I'm Kelly.
There you go. A little sneak peek in that episode. The ending to that episode is that they didn't find out who did it. They had no idea. And they were able to find a YSTR profile of the killer. Weren't able to find anyone who matched that profile. Wasn't her ex-husband, wasn't a guy that had a crush on her, it wasn't men who had been around her. No one had matched that profile. And so that particular cold case continues to sit there because they don't have anyone. They just don't have another suspect who might have hurt her. And it's when was this? April 24th in the year 2000. So almost 25 years, almost about 24 and a half years. And here I can show you a little bit more. So that's what I mean. People say, "Wow, they had the DNA, they had the sample." You got to know who to match it to. You can't test everyone. And maybe if they'd known about that pool outing, maybe they would have tested him earlier, though. But there you go. If you want to watch the episode, you can. I can't remember what series it is. Let me see if I can find it. Episode what? No idea. Hold on. I'll find it. Cold Justice. Don't give me the video for it. Tell me the episode. Season 6. Episode what? Oh, 23. So here we go. If you want to try find it yourself and watch it on oxygen.com, you can. Very interesting episode, but unfortunately, no ending, no positive ending. So there you go. Yeah, Kelly is great. I would do anything to have Kelly come on here and talk to me, but that is a pipe dream. Member for 2 months. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. All my members, I love you. Thank you very much. You should be all getting your different colors now. There should be at least 3 different new icons for you. We have to make new emojis for you. The other ones did not get approved. By the way, new season of Cold Justice is coming, but not until 2025. I heard about this a little while ago. I don't know why I never told you, but Kelly posted that they will not be coming back until next year. So no new episodes until 2025. Very sad. Very, very sad. They used to do 2 every year. They used to do like a few episodes in February, and then they would do another half a season in like October, September, something like that. Now they don't. She does one shot once a year. That's it. And you get, I don't know. How many did we get last time? 7 episodes? So no split seasons anymore. We have to wait. And yeah, thank you very much for gifting that membership. I really appreciate it. I've seen that lady on TV before. She's an old prosecutor. She used to be a prosecutor in Texas, and she had a bit of a nasty reputation. Some people don't like her. A lot of people who live in Texas really don't like her. Hold on. Her name is Kelly Siegler, and she was a former DA, right? She worked on some really huge cases back when she was worked for the government. Let me see. Let me see if I can find some of her old. Yeah. So she is a former Harris County state of Texas prosecutor. She was with she has been the bureau chief of the Special Crimes Bureau, in which included the Major Offenders Division, the Major Fraud Division, Identity Theft Division, the Asset Forfeiture Division, and the Consumer Fraud Division. And then she started to work in lecturing from her experience, and then she got into television. Now her own daughter is working in the same office that she did. So in Texas at Harris County, her daughter works there now in this, I don't think the same position, but similar, somewhere in law. So like mother, like daughter, or like, yeah. But there you go. She did a lot of different murder cases. There you go. She did 68 murder cases and never lost one. That is a pretty good record, but she got into some trouble with her courtroom antics. She was a little over the top. She treated the courtroom like it was a theater production, and that really pissed off a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like the way she treated the courtroom, said that she made it a mockery of the court system, and yeah, she had, some people really don't like her, but I personally, I do. I like Kelly. No, Candy says, "Does Australia have a database for criminals like the US?" You mean like the DNA system that you guys have, CODIS? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we have something that is like CODIS. I think it's an American initiative. I know they have a data. Well, they do have fingerprint. Uh, they have a fingerprint database, but I don't know about a DNA database here. Okay. So apparently there is a Commonwealth database for DNA taken from criminals. There you go. I had no idea. What is it called? No idea. Never heard about it. But apparently they do. There we go. Marlene says she was the one who brought in the bed that the wife stabbed her husband on like 120 times. Yes. And that particular case is why a lot of people don't like her, because she brought the marital bed into the courtroom, and she actually demonstrated what it might be like for that woman to have killed her husband. A lot of people said that was over the top and said that was a bit too much, but there you go. You have to wait 3 hours? That's a long time. Uh CODIS is the USA database, not the Australian. That is very busy, 3 hours. Alright, there we go. There's your little went off on a bit of a tangent, but there you go. Nice result. Good to have Mr. Pop put away. There's his dumb photo. And we'll find out more about uh, his explanation and what the police think happened when it goes to trial, and see if they're different from each other. There's a photo of the young lady there, Terry. There's Terry's photo. Good result. Hope the family can rest a little easier now that they know that he has been caught, and they can have their day in court later on. By the way, I have a little update about Cleo's. That's not the word we use. CS. That's the word we use. So if you don't remember, she is the little 4-year-old who was abducted from a Western Australia campsite a couple of years ago now, a few years ago. Can you believe that? 2021 is when that happened. It is now 2024. I cannot believe it was that long ago. And the man arrested was Terrence Darrell Kelly. And he had abducted her from the campsite and taken her back to her hometown, not 5 minutes from where her parents lived, and kept her in a property for those 3 weeks. Kept her in what was his grandmother's home, and kept her locked up in a spare room, and tried to dress her up in clothing and, like she was one of his little Bratz dolls that he had. He had a collection of these little Bratz dolls, and people saying that that's why he abducted her, to have a real life one. And there's a little photo of CS right there. I believe I heard they changed her name now. So this name you see here is actually not her legal name anymore. I don't know if they kept the first word or the second word is different, but I heard they changed her name to try and protect her when she gets older. They're hoping she'll forget what happened to her, and that if she Googles her own name, hopefully her new name, it won't come up. So then she doesn't have to relive what happened to her. But the man accused, or not accused, now convicted of abducting her, he tried to get his sentence reduced. Now he was sentenced to 13 years in jail for what he did. and he tried to have the sentence reduced after his lawyers argued his sentence was too much. It was excessive. Now, I don't know about you, but 13 years sounds pretty good considering you abducted a small child from a campsite while her parents were sleeping, took her from her parents and kept her hostage for 3 weeks. And we don't know what else he did to her. Now, there are other charges that he was charged with, but they are sealed. So we don't know. We don't know what those other ones could be. I mean, I could come up with some ideas and we can all have a fairly good idea judging from true crime we've done in the past. Like, why would someone take a small child? There's not too many options here. So I hope it's not the case. I hope she never was. And that is just us being jaded by true crime. But there are charges which were sealed by the court that are not allowed to be publicized. We do know one of them that he was charged with, and that was the abduction of Cleo. So let me see if they were ever released. I don't believe so. Yeah, no charges. So he was jailed last year in April for his crimes. There's a photo of him. That was not too long after they found her. And what was he charged with? Just a single charge of abducting Cleo. And he'll have to spend at least 11 years and 6 months in prison before he is eligible for parole. So there you go. I think that sentence is pretty good, considering it could be way worse. Way worse. You could be in jail for the rest of your life, 20 years, I don't know, 25 years, something like that. So it doesn't sound like those other charges were ever single charge of abducting Cleo. I don't know what happened to those ones which were sealed by the court. No idea. They don't mention it. There's a photo that we've all seen of her when she was rescued. Had a bit of an icy pole. Glad they are sealed. Yeah, me too. Jojo says he's lucky I'm not the judge. Yeah, we give him the snip. That's what we'll do. We get him the snip of the ye old pineapple. Snip, snip. Yeah, that's that little girl. Yeah. She seems to be doing pretty well now. Her parents have moved from the area. They're no longer in Western Australia, I don't think, and they've moved far away. They got a lot of money from doing an interview with Channel 9. I think they got a couple of $1 million, so they have moved away from the area. Yeah. Kelly told police after his arrest that he knew it was wrong to take the child, but that he wanted to hold onto her. Okay. A psychologist report said that Kelly felt euphoria for fulfilling his idealized fantasy of having a little girl he could dress up, play, and be with. Okay. Don't know what that's about. Yeah, he says, I wasn't planning to keep her forever, like I was getting guilty every day. It was just more weight on my shoulders. Yeah, that tends to happen when you do a crime. So, yeah, he's in jail. His bid for freedom was rejected, and he'll be in jail till 2033, 2034, something like that. Depends when he gets parole. Ah, I hope you can figure out what's going on with the cat. All right. All right. We have more stories. More cold cases. Hold on. All right. We're going to watch this and then I'm going to tell you the news about it. No, this one doesn't have it. Sorry. Don't know why there's not a lot of media for this one. Okay, I'll just tell you. I'll tell you. So, Ray Allison was reported as a missing person to the Bonner County Sheriff's Office by a close family friend. During the investigation, 46-year-old Jared Law, previously of the same county, was developed as a person of interest in the case. After a lengthy investigation by the county sheriff, detectives, and with assistance from the Idaho State Police, and it includes here SAKI. What is that? Sexual Assault Kit Initiative Program. There you go. It says Jordan Law was indicted by a grand jury on September 17, 2024, for the following charges: murder in the second degree, offering false or forged instrument for record, destruction of evidence, and this word that I can't say. And then it says resist, but resistance is overcome by force or violence. And then that is the same for count 5. But they apparently count 4 and 5 were relevant to an additional victim discovered during the investigation. Ugh. That is foreboding. Says here, with the assistance of the Bend, Oregon Police Department and the Spokane County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshal Service, Jordan Law was located in Spokane in September 2018. 2018? No, September 18th, 2024, and taken into custody. It says the marshals got him and they were able to pick him up fairly quickly. They value all their partnerships, apparently. What is this thing? The Idaho State Police and the SAKI program provided investigative and forensic science support and funding for this investigation. The ISP received 3 grants from the Bureau of Justice Assistance Program through the SA or the SAKI program to bolster Idaho law enforcement's effort to collect and process lawfully obtained DNA samples. I've never heard of this program before. Let me see if I can find anything on it. But apparently, they provided some of the funding for the DNA work. It says if anyone has any additional information on Ray or Jordan, please contact Detective Swanstrom with the Bonner County Sheriff's Office at 208 263 8417, extension 3204. Wish I had a video to show you, but I do not. So if I play this, it doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, it's just a photo. But there's Ray, and they're saying she's been reported as a missing person, but they must believe she is deceased because Jordan has been charged with murder in the second degree. So don't believe she is alive. Yeah, Jordan Jared Law, 46 years old. Let's see if we can find anything more about him. We'll have to go to the Independent. But give me 1 second. I need a drink. Hold on. Huckney says he'll probably get more for the forged records charge. What is the charge for that? All right, let's have a look. Offering false or forged instrument for record in Idaho. Let's see if we can find anything. Okay. It says here, every person who knowingly procures or offers any false or forged instrument to be filed, registered, or recorded in any public office within the state, which instrument, if genuine, might be filed, registered, or recorded under any law of the state, is guilty of a felony. The hell does that mean? Does that mean like if you sign something in their name and you use their signature to do it? So if they were getting welfare payments and you sign something to get them in their name and you collected the money or something, that would be the same charge? Let me have a look. That's what I would suspect it is. Like you sign something as the other person, even though you knew it wasn't from them. And it was like a public record, something for the government or let's see. Title 18, Crimes and Punishment. Chapter 32, Falsifying, Mutilating, or Concealing Public Records or Written Instruments. And yeah, there you go. How current is this law? As current as they want it to be. There is no date. They're saying here, if genuine, might be filed, registered, or recorded under law of the state or of the United States, is guilty of a felony. Forged instrument for record. So just making a false document of some sort or using a false document, something like that. It's almost like forgery. It's like a more serious version of a forgery charge. So if you did something that probably was personal, they might do you with just forgery. This sounds like it's more like an official record. Hold on. All right. That is a good idea, a heating pad. Thanks, Rachel. Oh, a full statement he gave to police because it's an official record. Could be true. Maybe he lied during that interview. Let me see if I can find anything else on him. Jordan Jared Law. Let's go to CBS in Spokane.
Hours investigation. This week, the show is looking into the more than 30-year search for a victim of a serial killer. 12-year-old Sarah Ann Wood was abducted.
That's not the correct link. That's not the correct link. That is 48 hours. That is not the it's not the same thing. Let me go to East Idaho News. They might have something. And then I'll check KXLY and see if they have anything more on it. Ah, yes, here we go. I didn't think it was like 40 years old.
On Wednesday for several charges, including murder and rape.
Jordan Law has been a person of interest in the disappearance of Ray Berwanger since she disappeared in 2019. Mary Sheridan is live in studio to discuss the details of this investigation that's been going on for over 5 years. Mary.
This is Allison Berwanger. She was last seen in Kelso Lake in the home of now murder suspect Jordan Law, her former boyfriend. Law was taken into custody by the U.S. Marshal Service Wednesday, indicted by the Bonner County Grand Jury for the disappearance of Berwanger. He is charged for second-degree murder, falsifying a record, destruction of evidence, and 2 different counts of rape. which, according to a press release from the Bonner County Sheriff's Office, are relevant to an additional victim that was discovered during this investigation. In 2019, Law was arrested for using Berwanger's bank card to withdraw a little over $1,000. Since then, a confidential informant told the Bonner County Sheriff's Office that the fugitive surfaced recently in Oregon. Law was then traced back to Spokane. A fugitive task force from the Bonner County set up surveillance around several addresses. Law was found and arrested at a house where he had familial ties on Hawthorne Street in North Spokane, shown here just 50 miles from where Berwanger was last seen in Kelso Lake. This is according to the U.S. Marshal's chief deputy from the Idaho District, Daryl Spencer, who supervises the arrest team.
We had suspected he would hit one of those previous addresses based on the likelihood of fugitive movement subsequent to such a violent crime. And we happened to be right. We ran into him.
And here are photos from Wednesday's arrest. Law was taken down right in front of the U-Haul truck he was packing up. U.S. Marshal Service says he did not resist arrest. And we're still waiting on more information on this investigation from the Bonner County Sheriff's Office, and we'll continue to update you on this developing story.
All right, there we go. There's some more information. Yeah, someone else's bank card. That explained it. That is an interesting charge. I would have thought it was something completely different, like trying to claim welfare payments or signing a official ledger using someone else's name, knowing that it was a forgery. So maybe you can be charged under that law for that as well. Hugny, yeah, there we go. Thanks for the link. I appreciate it. By the way, I get a lot of emails about our friend, Mr. Austin King, and I have to tell you some very awful news. I don't have an update. If I had an update, I would have started the show with it. I have nothing. Nothing. I don't have anything for you. There's been no updates in a couple of days now. I'll show you. Yellowstone National Park. Go here. I think they have a link down here too. Yep. So if we go to their main search website, there is no update. He is still considered a missing person on the mountain, and from what I understand, they have now got that cellular data, and they do have some information from it, and they have looked into it, and they still haven't found him. They're saying the search will continue for a little bit longer, but I would suspect that if they don't find him by Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, that they're going to call it off. I hate to say that, and I hope they find him, and I hope he's alive. I hope he's been huddled up in a snow cave on the mountain or something. From what I understand, that they're probably not going to go too much longer unless they can find something that can point them in the right direction. If they can't find anything, they're going to call it, because it's a lot of resources, like you hear here. Oh, it must be on the other page. They've had something like over 100 people help in the search for Austin, and so far they've only found his campsite. That's all they've found. Nothing else. They haven't found any sign of him. They haven't found anything that could lead to him. Just nothing. Thanks, Rachel. I appreciate it. Yeah, it can be a little dangerous. It could be. Over $1,000 in liability makes it a felony. Oh, interesting. The hell is that noise? Do you hear that? Hold on, guys. All right, let's keep going. I don't know what that noise is. Someone drilling nearby. Okay. All right, nothing on Austin, but I do have this weird story for you. A woman has been picked up for attempting to murder someone with eye drops. I don't know how we missed this story a few months ago. I have to thank actually Crime Online for this. They posted about it yesterday, and I saw it. I had no idea. And if I did do it, I'm sorry, but I thought we hadn't done it. Check this out. An Iowa woman has been accused of trying to poison her husband by spiking his drink with eye drops. Her name is Daisy. She's 39 years old. Was arrested in August and charged with 2 counts of administering harmful substances and 2 counts of domestic abuse, injury, or mental illness, according to a CBS affiliate. She reportedly tainted her husband's drink at least twice in July 2023 with its tetrahydrozoline, right? A decongestant used in eye drops that helps relieve itchy and redness in the eyes, but is toxic if ingested. We've heard that before. They're saying she was remaining behind bars on a $12,000 cash surety bond. A preliminary hearing was supposed to be scheduled for Thursday, but I heard here's a photo of her and her husband. Geez, they look alike, don't they? Let's Daisy. There was an update on her. Let me grab this. Here, the Mirror had it. They say Iowa woman who blogged about harmful chemicals poisoned husband with common household item. She could be any of you. She could be any of you. Any of you web sleuths out there talking about poisonous chemicals. That sounds like what she was doing. That she was talking to other true crime people about interesting chemicals and how they kill people. It says here she was originally charged in August over that count, or administering harmful substances and domestic abuse causing injury, and that's from Marion County. Documents relating to the charge read, Daisy did admit during an interview to administering a harmful substance on 2 occasions, and to her husband Alan in July 2023. Did what? Apparently he did get injury caused to him. Apparently, Lauren Crime reports that several years ago, a series of LinkedIn blog posts warning about chemicals in everyday household products were published by the woman with the same name. The anti-toxin author and the since admitted poisoner appears to be one and the same. On October 30, 2018, Daisy wrote, I'm a Christian woman who wants to do right by her family, and part of that is keeping them free from harmful chemicals and other toxins that could destroy their bodies. It's like feeding someone arsenic, she said. It's not going to kill that person right away, it's killing them slowly. I need a red flag, like they do on Catfish, right? We need to get a little red flag that I can wave when I read stuff like that. And we can we can wave it about. Red flag. They're saying here she was arrested by local and state police earlier this year in July. While she was originally detained by authorities on a $12,000 surety, her guilty plea saw the bond reduced to only $6,000. That's all. Sentencing for her case is scheduled for November 7th. So we'll find out more in November. That she already pleaded guilty. She'll get some sort of sentence for it. The husband lived, I think. Thank the Lord. Yeah, what's wrong with people? I don't know. By the way, I tried to do some more research about that DV victim from Australia, and I was able to track down some interesting stuff using property records. I found out that in 2017, that particular business was sold to the current owner. The current owner's name is Steve. Now, from what I understand, Steve had a very very short temper and often was very combative, even to people who paid money to stay at the property. He would kick people out. If you were late or early, he would kick you out and refund you sometimes. Sometimes he'd just take your money and kick you out. He abused other women, including guests of the property, and it seems like he had a real issue with just everyone apparently, but he wasn't a nice person. And then I found this, and I'm going to show you. So if you don't remember this, this was I think a 47-year-old woman was killed in her property over the weekend in Australia, and there's no names being released, but Ping has done some digging. Now let me find this. I found something very interesting. Yes, here. Now, I don't know if it's related or not, but this is odd. At the same address where the murder happened, there was this an out of control bushfire on the property, and it was 0 hectares in size. So it was very small. So, did he try and kill his wife and then set the property on fire? Because in a video we saw a fire engine leave the scene of the murder. But we didn't know why. They was just like, why is there a fire engine here? And then I found this report from the New South Wales Rural Fire Service stating that they attended the property for an out of control fire on the same day. It was updated on the 28th, but it happened on the same day that her body was discovered. Odd, right? Because they didn't report anything about a house fire. And let me find. Here.
A man has been charged with murder after a 46-year-old woman was found dead at a property at Pecolban in the Hunter Valley. Police responded after receiving a call just after 6 o'clock yesterday evening.
It came from a family member on the property, so they called police for assistance.
A 47-year-old man was taken to Cessnock Police Station and refused bail.
Very odd, right? You don't see anything there about a fire. I haven't seen anything about a fire either. Let me see if I can find anything else. Here. The Daily Telegraph. There you go, forensic van leaving. And then a fire truck. Why is there now a fire truck leaving? So did he kill his wife and then try and set the property alight? Because there's nothing in any of these stories about a fire. They're saying here, paramedics tried to revive the woman but were unable to. An investigation into the circumstances of her death has been initiated, subsequently leading to the arrest of a 47-year-old man who was at the property. He was taken to Cessnock Police Station and charged with murder/DV. He was refused bail and will appear in Newcastle local court. Should be today. And we should actually get a name. Sometime today we should get a name of who this person is. Yeah, let me see if there's any results from this morning. Nothing this morning. But I would suspect sometime today we'll find out. So there you go, a little bit of digging from Ping. I was able to track down that. I have no idea if there was some sort of other fire there, but You would think if there was, it wouldn't be 0 hectare. If this was like a wildfire, it'd probably be bigger than hold on, guys, bigger than 1 hectare kind of thing. Ah, wish this hay fever would go away. Give me 1 second, people. 1 second. Alright, there we go. Maybe the firemen wanted to get paid extra for visiting the scene. They were just like, "Hey, we heard about a murder. Let's all head out there. Let's all go. We'll all get paid." Yeah, I think people used to prank people with eye drops. Not so much anymore. Alright, let's close all this down. What time is it? Oh, we've still got some time. We've done that. We did this. We did that. Okay. We did a little bit on Clio. Did that one. Alright. I've been sort of looking for any more update. If you remember earlier this year, there was a case involving a person who was chopped up and disposed of in Babylon, New York. And I've been trying to see if there's been an update in that particular one. Let me see. Oh, there is an update. So one of the people involved in the case is called Amanda Wallace, and she apparently has pleaded guilty to her part in it. Here, let me play this for you.
Plea from one of the suspects in the Babylon body parts case. We have new details, and News 12's Kevin Vesey is in Babylon right now. Kevin, what have you learned?
Well, Antoinette, today, body part suspect Amanda Wallace pleaded guilty in court to several charges, including concealment of a human corpse. But she claims she did not kill anyone.
A lot of body parts found around here, a lot.
It was a case that shook Babylon to its core when body parts were found in Southard's Pond Park back in February. Now, one of the suspects in the case, 41-year-old Amanda Wallace, has pleaded guilty to concealment of a human corpse and hindering prosecution. According to a spokesperson for the Suffolk District Attorney, Wallace stated in open court that her housemates, Jeffrey Mackey and Alexis Nieves, killed Donna Keneally after Mackey stabbed and killed Malcolm Craig Brown. The murders allegedly happened inside a home on Railroad Avenue in Amityville. A DA spokesperson says Wallace admitted to helping her housemates clean up the scene and dispose of the body parts. She faces 1 to 3 years behind bars at sentencing. Her attorney writing in a statement, since her arrest, Ms. Wallace maintained that she was not complicit in the murder. The DA's investigation and indictment confirmed that.
Hopefully justice will be served in the right way.
And the other body parts suspects are also due in court later this week. Mackey and Nieves, who have both pleaded not guilty to murder charges, will appear tomorrow. And a fourth suspect, Stephen Brown, will be in court on Thursday.
So there you go. An update in that body part case from Babylon, New York earlier this year. Very interesting. They allege that the killing or murder happened inside a home on Railroad Avenue in Amityville. They're saying a spokesperson for Suffolk County DA tells News 12 Wallace stated in open court that her housemate Jeffrey Mackey and Alexis Nieves killed Donna Keneally after Mackey stabbed and killed Malcolm Craig Brown. The murders, happened in a Railroad Avenue home. A DA spokesperson says Wallace admitted to helping her housemates clean up the scene and dispose of the body parts. Something tells me that maybe, okay, she wasn't involved. Fine. It's almost like the state needed her as a witness. They needed someone from inside the home to be able to tell them what happened, and they gave her a way out, but the others do not have a way out. They'll be done with, probably murder and that type of thing, but they needed a patsy to sort of be their inside information of what happened inside the home. Marlene says, lay down with dogs and get up with fleas. Yeah. Wendy says, why would you just not call the police? Maybe she thought they would kill her. I could buy that. They just killed 2 people. All right. Apparently, Nassau County, woman fatally stabbed outside of a West Hampstead restaurant. Why? Detectives say officers responded to a 911 call for a stabbing in the rear of La Candela restaurant in Hampstead Turnpike just after midnight today. Let's see, this is from New York too. This was on the sidebar. I want to have a look.
Details about an incident in a West Hampstead parking lot. We are learning a woman was stabbed to death and a man was injured. News 12's Emily Drewby is at the scene right now. She's been following this story all day. Emily, what can you tell us?
Police confirming this was a homicide. A woman lost her life after being stabbed multiple times. Another victim was treated for injuries. Now this quiet neighborhood left shocked.
I've lived here for about 6 years, and I've never had a situation like this happen.
I've been here 43 years. It's just like nothing has ever happened.
Police say around 12:05 Sunday morning, they were called to the parking lot near Hempstead Turnpike and Morton Avenue for a stabbing outside a local Peruvian restaurant. Restaurant owners tell us the victim was a regular and had eaten dinner with her family that night and went into the parking lot to leave. That's when the alleged altercation occurred. Police still not releasing a lot of the details, but they did say during the incident, 2 people were stabbed, a 52-year-old woman and a 50-year-old man. The woman was stabbed multiple times and rushed to the hospital where she succumbed to her injuries around 4 a.m. The male victim received a laceration to the hand and was treated and released from the hospital. Neighbors witnessed a lot of the chaotic aftermath, including a knife and a heartbreaking plea.
She said that she heard screaming, like a blood-curdling scream of a lady saying, "Mom, don't die."
It's still unclear how this car ended up in the parking lot fence, but we do know it was removed late last night.
The car was just stuck there, and then they had a tow truck come at 3 a.m. to come pick it up.
And no word tonight on a suspect. Police have only told us the investigation is ongoing. In West Hempstead, Emily Drewby, News 12, Long.
Wow, how very sad. Head out for dinner and get stabbed to death afterwards. I can't even imagine. That wasn't the story I actually wanted to bring you. It was this one from Suffolk County. Man found dead in Lindenhurst home. A man's body found inside a home on a Bristol street early Sunday morning. Investigators say the body of a man was found around 3:16 a.m. inside the home on Bristol Street. Details into the investigation were scarce as of Sunday evening. Police also said they believe the victim didn't live at the location. The street will remain closed until detectives complete their homicide investigation. A person who lives there says it's a quiet town. Normally nothing like this happens. People who live in the village are feeling uneasy. They said, I've been living here 15 years. I've never heard of anything crazy like that. They said it's very sad and I never thought anything like that would happen, especially right in our backyard. And that is according to a local business owner. A homicide investigation is happening just steps away from North Wellwood Avenue, which is a busy area of restaurant, bars, and stores. A person added, we're really an up-and-coming town. We have a lot of good people here and stuff. And we were shocked when we came into work this morning and there was something like that going on. As of Sunday evening, police have not released the identity of the deceased man or details on the circumstances surrounding his death. No arrests have been made over the dead man's body. Let's see the news report.
Body was found inside a home in Lindenhurst early this morning. News 12's Liz Burke is there right now. So, Liz, what can you tell us?
Good evening, Tama. This is an active homicide investigation. There is a large police presence up and down this block, which is Bristol Street. Police tell us Bristol Street will remain closed until detectives complete their investigation.
It's a quiet town. I mean, normally there's nothing like this happening.
People who live in the village of Lindenhurst are feeling uneasy tonight after hearing that a man was found dead inside a home on Bristol Street.
I've been living here 15 years and I haven't heard of anything crazy like that, no.
Police responded to the home at around 3:15 Sunday morning. They say right now detectives do not believe the victim lived there.
It's very sad, and I never thought anything like that would happen, especially right in our backyard.
The homicide investigation is happening just steps away from North Wellwood Avenue, a busy area of restaurants, bars, and stores.
We're really up and coming town. We have a lot of good people here and stuff, and we were shocked when we came into work this morning there was something like that going on.
Police have not released the identity of the deceased man or details on the circumstances surrounding his death. No arrests have been made.
Let's go to News 12 and see if they have anything new on this particular murder. Is this the same one? Is this the same lady? It is. Don't worry about that. We're already on News 12. Your news stations get me confused quite often about which one is which. Man found in Lindenhurst home. So they said nothing really happens like this, but check this out. One, I'm going to go to News 12 Facebook in a second, but check this out from CBS. Oh, it's Lindenhurst, Chicago. That's a different one. That's okay. I was about to say, seems like you have murders there all the time. News 12 Long Island says Suffolk police say a man found inside a Lindenhurst home was a victim of violence. Well, you'd wonder how they died if it wasn't a victim of violence, but sure. I call all murders victims of violence because they were murdered, but sure. Let's see, News 12. Let's see if they have an update at all. Okay, police going door to door. Apparently, looking for more information. No, that's the other one we spoke about. No, we want to find out about the dead man. Let's see. No, nothing here. Just that his body was found at 3:16 a.m. in the morning. That's a weird time to find a body in a home, right? 3 a.m. in the morning? Yeah, no more information, but a little strange. Lindenhurst. Let me try and put this into Twitter and see if there's anything being said. I don't see anything. No, I don't see anything here. If I get more about it, I will let you know. Interesting accent for the region, a little bit. Not a village like in the UK. The woman they found in a parked car in New York. A woman found in a parked car. I know we did the body that was found underneath the bridge. Like 4 months ago. In Plattsburgh? Did we do this? Yeah. Okay, I know who you're
State
talking about
police are
now. This
continuing
one.
to investigate after finding the body in the trunk of a car in the town of Plattsburgh last night.
Police responded to the Enterprise car rental location on the corner of Route 3 and Military Turnpike. That's where we find NBC5's Sid Buley live this afternoon. She has been in Plattsburgh all day. Sid, I know this is an evolving investigation, but what's the very latest you can tell us?
Jack, Liz, the woman's body was found in a vehicle in the parking lot you see behind me. Now, today, I asked multiple law enforcement agencies, as well as the Enterprise Rental Service, about what they could tell us with what happened yesterday, and they weren't able to give us.
I actually know more about this one. Her name was Lisa Dashnow, and it ended up being her husband who killed her. And they reckon that she could have been dead for like 3 months before that car was found by the rental car company. Now, I think we've done this one quite a lot. And they said that she died of strangulation. Her death ruled a homicide. They ended up arresting her husband. Her name was, Lisa A. Dashnell Tyrell. And she was 57 years old. And her husband has now pleaded guilty. I didn't know that. So a Peru man has pleaded guilty to killing his wife and hiding her body in a rental car earlier this year. Here's a photo of him right there. I've never seen a photo of him. There's a photo of him. Killed his wife, kept her in a rental car for months, apparently. They're saying police arrested 58-year-old Scott Tyrell in late May after the body of his wife, Lisa Dashnell Tyrell, was found in the trunk of a vehicle at the Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Plattsburgh. They're saying, according to Clinton County DA's office, Tyrell told police that sometime in late March, he got into an argument with his wife and choked her to death. He then put her body in the trunk of the rental car. The car became overdue on its return. Enterprise located it at their home and towed it back on May 28th. That's when her body was found in the trunk of the car, and an autopsy subsequently determined that her death was a homicide. He was charged with second-degree murder and concealment of a human corpse, both felonies. He's been in custody in Clinton County Jail since his arrest. So this is why earlier this year he was due in court and we couldn't figure out why he never went to court. It was like going on for weeks. He was due to go to an arraignment and we couldn't figure it out. We're like, is he not going to go to an arraignment? Like, what is going on? And then apparently he had told the DA he wanted to plead guilty to his charges, which delayed the hearing till later in the year. They say in a statement, DA Andrew Wiley says he and Dashnell Tyrell's family were surprised by the plea, but he said it brings an end to this chapter of the case and some closure for the Dashnell family. Dashnell Tyrell was 57 when she died. According to her obituary, she worked as a dietary nutritionalist at a hospital in the area for over 25 years. She is survived by 3 children, 10 grandchildren, and parents and siblings, and many extended family. Let me find a photo of her. She was a very nice looking lady. Hold on. There is a thing for her, an obituary. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to play this court one if I can play it, and then I'll show you a photo of her. Nope, it's not going to play. Damn. That's okay. Here. Let's go to local 22 and 44, whatever that is. No, that's not. We're having bad luck with the links tonight. Here, let me just show you a photo of her. She has an obituary that was up. That had more about her. If I can find it. That's weird. Obituary. Okay, that's very odd, but that's okay. Let me just show you a photo of her. She seemed like a nice lady. Here's a photo of her at a different time in her life. Yeah, she was in her 50s. 57, I believe. I just want to find it. They had like a really lovely. I know why. Because they got his name on the end of it. If I just search her name, her obituary pops up. The family obviously don't want the murderer's name on her obituary. So Lisa Dashnell, here she died May 28, 2024, and there's a photo of her. And they said she was of Reserve Road in Peru, and she was born in the area in 1966. Her father was John Edward, and her mother was Rita Ann. She grew up on Dashnell Road in Peru. The road was named after her family. Interesting, like a farming road. That's very interesting. Graduated from the local high school in 1984 and worked at CVPH for 25 years as a dietary nutritionalist. She very much enjoyed flower gardening and music, but her true love was her family, especially time with her grandchildren, of which she has many. Apparently, look at all these people. So many people that knew and loved her. They said a celebration of life was held for her Sunday, 23rd of June, 2024, from 2 to 4 p.m. at the American Legion Post in Morrisonville, New York. They said all are welcome. They said donations in her memory can be made to Parkinson's disease in honor of her late father. Arrangements are in the care of the Hamilton Funeral Home in Peru. So there you go. There's an ending to that case. We will probably hear nothing else about it. Nothing else. 10 grandchildren. Yeah, she had a lot of grandbabies to hug, a lot of grandbabies to look after for the mums and dads. Sounds like she had a huge family, and to be taken in such a tragic and senseless way by her, what's supposed to be the one protector in her life, supposed to be, you know, he looked very different. Here, I'll show you his arrest photo if I can find it. He looked very different at his arrest. Here. This was when he was arrested, when they found the vehicle. And then you saw the photo of him in court. He looks very, very different now, right? Like he looks like an old man. Yeah, that's what he looks like now. He looks completely different. I don't know why. Don't know why he's got his old man look going, but he looked a little younger in this photo, right? He didn't look he looks balding and hasn't shaved in a while. He's got a mustache going. Looks like an extra out of The Walking Dead. He looks like somebody who should be on an old show about, I don't know, the country or something. That picture of her I'd say is from her high school years. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel. What is this? Oh, that's the video from earlier. Thanks, Rachel. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we're done for this Sunday night. I don't have anything else for you except for go Niners, and they still didn't look great today. They won by 30 to whatever, and they scored 30 points, but they didn't look convincing. They looked like they were still having issues. It wasn't great. That team is a hell of a worry. By the way, I want to thank these people who sent in donations via Ko-Fi in the last 24 hours. Kathy Lynch, Carla, and Nicole. Those 3 people, I really appreciate it. I hope to do more for the donators soon. I'm trying to think up a couple of things. We will have the video come back eventually. I don't know when, but it'll be at some point in the future. We're still working on it because we want to fit all the members' names in there, people who have a membership. We want to say, hey, these are members, these are people who donated, that type of thing. So we want to have different sections for different people. So it's a huge learning curve for me because I'm not a video editor. It's like the worst thing I can do. You can give me any type of tech and I can fix it for you. Give me something to video edit, I can do most of it. But you start asking me to do like effects or things that are not like, just editing something out or changing the audio or something. I can do all that. But you ask me to make something from scratch, or I'm not very good at it. So it's a new skill I am learning. Angela says, need to ban talking about. Okay, I don't know anyone who talked about that tonight. But yes, you should ban talking about that. Yes, if you can like the video, I would appreciate it. Our aim is to get 100 likes every day on every video. If that could be done, that is pretty awesome, and I would be very appreciative of it, as it helps me out, helps the algorithmy thing, and all those googly type YouTube statistics or whatever. But hey, you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow is Monday, and that means there'll be a whole heap of new. What? Tomorrow means there'll be a lot of updates to a lot of cases that we haven't had very many updates over the weekend, because it's Monday, which means we'll get a lot of news. Happens every Monday. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, it was really good seeing some people here tonight, like Moon Shadow, and I haven't seen Beth B in a while. I hope she's doing okay. I hope she's okay out there, and I hope she's not ill or something like that. I hope she's okay. Haven't seen her in like a month. So yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be 9 p.m. Eastern and then midnight Eastern for the late show. Hopefully this freaking hay fever clears up and I can speak normally again. Just to say simple sentences, it is like a huge effort, and it's a huge effort not to sound like I have a really bad lisp or something, because the back of my nose is all messed up. So I hope that freaking clears up soon. Yeah, hey, I love you all. Thank you very much. Lux, I hope your cat is going to be okay. Let us know tomorrow how the emergency vet went, and let us know that the cat is okay. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I suspect that guy from the DV murder in Australia, he will have gone through court by the time I see you tomorrow. So when we come back tomorrow, I'll have more information for you. But I believe his name is Steve, and he was the owner of that particular property, which was like a rental Airbnb type place where you could rent it and stay there and that type of thing. I'll be back tomorrow. I love you all. Hey, if you're on early tomorrow, you can probably catch my friend Hella at Excited Utterance. You can head over there, see Hella. She'll be on talking about what? Probably the Reed case, or I don't know, the one in Florida with the girl with the put her boyfriend in the suitcase. Maybe that one. Telling people off for not getting good enough legal help. I don't know. She'll be on though. She's on around 7:30 a.m. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time during the week. On a Sunday, I think she went like 6 p.m. So very early. But she'll be back on tomorrow around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are not subscribed to her, head over to Excited Utterance and grab another show. Grab another show. Something to do before I come on at 9 p.m. in the evening. You can hang out with another Aussie. So, all right, all right. That's it. We're done. Almost an hour and 40 minutes. Hey, I love you all. Moonlight View, thank you very much for all your help. I appreciate it. Shad, we're just getting out of here. I hope you're not stealing frogs. No frogs legs for you. Hey, will this be the week that we finally get an update about the triple homicide in Cyprus? Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. You never know what you're going to get an update for each week, but I freaking hope so. It's been over a month and no information. Very strange. We do have a couple of requests out there for interviews, some that are pending and haven't come back with a yes or no. I hope to get that soon because we're going to keep going with the Jessica Barnes investigation this week. We'll have more on that tomorrow night. And yeah, I'll see you all then. Okay? Bye. Peace out. Bye bye. Good night. Bye. Bye bye. By the way, I hope your football teams all won today. All of them. Bye. Bye bye.